The Pokemon trading card game is a strategy-based game in which two players battle each other with their own customized 60-card decks. Each player sets down 6 prize cards from their deck at the beginning of the game, and a winner is declared when one player has taken all 6 of their prize cards by knocking out the opponent's Pokemon. This is a simplification of the gameplay process, but in this video I will guide you towards playing the Pokemon TCG like a master in no time. Welcome to Celio's Network. My name is Luke, and it is my goal here on the channel to introduce as many people as I can to the Pokemon trading card game. In this new series, Become a Master, I will be teaching you about each type of Pokemon card, how to play, how to build a deck, and much more. As these installments are released, they will be added to the Become a Master playlist here on my YouTube channel. In today's episode, I will teach you how to play the Pokemon trading card game. This is a very basic but crucial video of the fundamental rules and actions you will need to know about to begin your Pokemon trading card game journey. If you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon TCG content and share this with anyone else who wants to join the game. Let's briefly learn how to win the game so that we have a goal to work towards throughout all of the steps. There are 3 ways to win a game of Pokemon cards. The first and main way to win is one I briefly touched on already, taking all of your prize cards. In a standard game of Pokemon TCG, each player will have 6 prize cards set out at the beginning of the game. When one of your Pokemon are knocked out, your opponent takes a prize card. As we learned in episode 1 of Become a Master, there are extra powerful V and V Max Pokemon which award more than 1 prize card when knocked out, so be sure to look out for those. The second way to win the game is to knock out all of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Even if you have not taken all 6 prize cards yet, if you have knocked out your opponent's active Pokemon and they have no Pokemon on their bench, you win the game. The third and final way to win the game is if your opponent has no cards left in their deck at the beginning of their turn. Some strategies known as mill or stall strategies will purposely try to force your opponent into having no cards left in deck, or what is known as decking out. Other times, a player may just draw too many cards throughout the game and end up decking themselves out. It is good to know all of the win conditions of the Pokemon trading card game, but the main and most common way to win will be to take all 6 of your prize cards. Now, let's start the game. You have either gotten a 60-card constructed deck from a friend, or purchased an inexpensive ready-to-play deck such as a V Battle deck like the Victini V Battle deck to try out the game and see how you like it. Before doing anything, one of the players will flip a coin to see who is going first. The player who is not flipping the coin will call heads or tails. The player who is going first has been decided, and we are ready to set up for the game. Both players will shuffle their deck and then draw 7 cards from the top. If you have a basic Pokemon in your hand, you will place it face down in the active spot, and your opponent will do the same. If a player does not have any basic Pokemon in their starting hand, they reveal their hand to the opponent to show there are no basic Pokemon, then shuffle the hand back into the deck to draw 7 cards, and repeat this step until that player has a basic Pokemon to play face down into the active spot. When a player has to shuffle and draw 7 cards due to not having a basic Pokemon at the start of the game, this is known as a Mulligan. Once the player has found a basic Pokemon in their starting 7-card hand, the opponent may draw 1 extra card for each time their opponent mulliganed and they did not. Once each player has a face-down active Pokemon, each player may play down additional Pokemon face down to their bench. This is completely optional. There can only be 1 Pokemon in each player's active position, and the bench has room for a maximum of 5 Pokemon. Each player flips over their face-down Pokemon in the active and bench spots, and the game may begin. The 3 main parts of a turn are 1. Draw a card. You must draw a card at the beginning of your turn. 2. Play as many cards and use as many abilities as you want within the rules. Example, you may only play 1 supporter card per turn, but you can play as many item cards as you want per turn. You may attach 1 energy card per turn, and you may retreat your active Pokemon once per turn. We'll talk about retreating a little more later. Finally, the third main part of a turn is to attack and or end your turn. If you choose to attack, your turn ends once it has resolved, and if you do not want to attack or cannot attack, you end your turn without attacking. An important rule to remember is that the player who goes first cannot play supporter cards and cannot attack on their first turn. Simple enough, right? Now let's talk about how to do some of the fundamental steps and actions that we just discussed. Using an attack. Once you announce an attack, you can't go back. To use an attack, you must have the energy required for that specific attack attached to the Pokemon. Let's say you want to use Single Strike Urshifu V's Impact Blow attack. In order to use this, you will need to have at least 2 fighting type energies and then 1 additional energy of any type. If you have the proper energy attached to the Pokemon, you may announce the attack when you are ready to use it, and then calculate the damage and perform any additional effects or requirements. Evolving a Pokemon. You may evolve a Pokemon into its next stage if the Pokemon has been in play for at least 1 turn. This evolution rule exists for all kinds of Pokemon, even the special V and V Max Pokemon. Retreating a Pokemon. You do not need to retreat your Pokemon, and there are some games where it will never be in your best interest to retreat. But sometimes you will want to switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon, so it is important you know how it works. Do note that playing a card like Switch that says you may switch your active Pokemon does not count as retreating. You may retreat once per turn, and to retreat you must pay the retreat cost seen on the bottom right of a Pokemon card. If a Pokemon has no retreat cost, it costs 0 energy to retreat it. This Single Strike Urshifu V's retreat cost is 2 energy, so that means you must discard 2 energy from your active Single Strike Urshifu V in order to retreat it to the bench. From there, you can bring whichever benched Pokemon you want up into the active spot. Knocking out a Pokemon. When a Pokemon is knocked out, the Pokemon goes to that player's discard pile. That player chooses a benched Pokemon to send up into the active spot, and the opponent takes a prize card. Notice here that the opponent takes more than 1 prize card. The Pokemon V rule reads when your Pokemon V is knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prize cards, and the V Max rule reads when your Pokemon V Max is knocked out, your opponent takes 3 prize cards. So be sure to always pay attention to this on both your side and your opponent's side of the field. Pokemon Checkup and Special Conditions. Pokemon Checkup is the step between turns when each player checks for special conditions and applies the appropriate effect. There are 5 special conditions that may be applied to an active Pokemon via attacks, abilities, or trainer cards. These special conditions are called Asleep, Burned, Confused, Paralyzed, and Poisoned. If a Pokemon evolves or moves to the bench, the special conditions are removed. We will briefly go over each special condition, but it is a good idea to keep a physical copy or online copy of the rulebook handy until you become acclimated with special conditions as well as the rest of the rules of the game. You can find an online version of the rulebook linked in the description of this video. If a Pokemon is asleep, it is turned to its left. Asleep Pokemon cannot attack or retreat. During Pokemon Checkup, that player flips a coin. If heads, the Pokemon wakes up, and if tails, the Pokemon stays asleep. If a Pokemon is paralyzed, it is turned to its right. Paralyzed Pokemon cannot attack or retreat. The Pokemon becomes healed from paralysis at the end of its owner's turn. If a Pokemon is confused, it is turned upside down. Confused Pokemon can attack and can retreat, but to attack you must flip a coin, and if tails, the Pokemon's attack does not work and it damages itself by 3 damage counters. If heads, the attack works as normal, but the Pokemon remains confused. If a Pokemon is burned, a burn marker is placed on it. During Pokemon Checkup, a burned Pokemon takes 2 damage counters and the owner flips a coin. If heads, the Pokemon is no longer burned. Burned Pokemon can attack and can retreat as usual. If a Pokemon is poisoned, a poison marker is placed on it. During Pokemon Checkup, a poisoned Pokemon takes 1 damage counter. Poisoned Pokemon can attack and can retreat as usual. Well, trainers, that is how you play the Pokemon trading card game. Please ask any questions you have in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe for the next episode of Become a Master, in which I will cover building your first competitive deck for the standard format of the Pokemon trading card game. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.